Thank you so much, Liesl. That's correct. We love our pets here on eXpresso, and we love to help you to look after your pet as best you can. And to help us do so, our resident vet, Dr. Roy Aronson, joins us this morning, and we chat about ear infections that is very common in our pets and how to go about treating it. Dr. Roy, good morning. Welcome to eXpresso.
Hey, morning, Ewan. Thanks very much. Nice to be here.
I see you sitting there with Bob. He looks very comfortable.
Big ears.
I must tell you, he's been playing with a lemon this morning. He thought it was his ball, but he loved it. So we are talking ear infections, something very common in our pets, and it is difficult. We need to be sharp on that. Pets can't tell us when they have these infections. But first off, signs and symptoms of ear infections.
Well, you know, the ears can become very red and painful, and some breeds that are predisposed to these things, dogs with fairly pendulous ears will have a problem, and it really is a veterinary problem, unfortunately. There are some things, a couple of things that cause it. You get a little insect called an ear mite that infects. Oh, Bob, do you want to go?
All right, Bob.
Should we put him down?
All right, Bobby, you can put him down. He's seeing that he wants to go chow a foot or something.
You get ear mites that can actually infect the ear. They're tiny little insects that crawl through the ear and set up in real bad inflammation. And then another really big cause is allergy. And dogs become allergic for a whole host of symptoms. And the allergy can manifest as the immunity of the ear is compromised, and they land up with a yeast-like infection in the ear called malassezia. And unfortunately, these are veterinary problems. They're problems you do need to take your dog to the vet in order to get these things sorted out. There's not really much you can do at home.
Okay.
And a red and painful ear is, in fact, a very, very painful problem.
All right.
And the dogs are deeply distressed and in great trouble.
So what would the actual dog do? We know what to look out for if the ear is red or anything like that, but behavior from the dog, would there be scratching? Would there be, tilting of the head maybe?
The symptoms are quite... the dog certainly will have a head tilt, a lot of head shaking. These dogs flap their ears like crazy. And in fact, one of the things that can happen as a result of this, they flap their head so much that the ears are two cartilages put together like that with a potential space inside, and the dog lands up with what is effectively a cauliflower ear. It slaps its head so much that the ear flaps, and you get bleeding in between the cartilages, and you get a big sort of clot in the middle there, and it's a cauliflower ear. And once again, these are veterinary problems. You need to take your dog to the vet. The vet needs to make a diagnosis. Is this an ear mite? Is this allergy? Is this malassezia? Is there a cauliflower ear? And then it needs to be fixed.
But it's good that because you need to be noted, because it is uncomfortable for your pet. You don't want it to go too far.
And it's truly not something that they can deal with at home.
All right. Anything to avoid ear infection in your pets?
I think you have to make sure that... I'm not a big fan of people digging in and cleaning the ears every day. I have a saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. If the ear is normal, leave your dog alone. There are some vets that encourage ear cleaning. I think it's a personal choice. My personal choice, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But certainly make sure that the dog has as low an allergen load as possible. Allergens are the things that cause allergy. Don't forget that allergy you can't cure. Every time an animal or a human is exposed to something that causes an allergy, they will get the symptoms. So try and keep the allergy load low. Try and control fleas, control worms, make sure the diet is good. But at the end of the day, if the problem occurs, you need to do something about it. That's when you consult the vet.
Dr. Roy, very quickly, we are heading to New Year's. Lots of noise. Dogs don't take kindly to fireworks. What would your advice be?
Well, the first thing is, if you don't have access to a vet and you can't get something to sedate your dog, I'm not a big fan of self-medication. Don't go to the chemist and ask, what can I give for my dog? A simple thing, take your dog, bring him or her inside on the evening of the fireworks, put the TV on, and let the noise of the television hopefully drown out some of the noise of the fireworks.
Thank you so much, Dr. Roy. Thank you so much for the great advice you're giving us and also for spending this last day with us.
It's my pleasure. Thank you.
So let's make sure to take care of our pets over this festive season. Right now, Jen Sue made a special little song just for us.
Stay with eXpresso and SABC3.